Update Part 2 of The Gateway, Part 1 down below. Well, I officially screwed everything up last night. I finally decided that I would call her quick and tell her I am fine and my dad is fine since she seems truly concerned. I planned it out that it would be short and sweet. I should have known there was no way she would let it be short and sweet. I called and told her, yeah, I just wanted to let you know I am fine and my dad is stable. She said that's great and was really happy for me. Then I said, well, okay, just wanted to let you know, you have a good night. No sound on the other line. I say hello. She says yeah in a crying voice. I ask what's wrong, she says nothing, so I say okay and I'm about to say goodbye again when she says, I just really miss you, and she starts crying. We talk a bit about the living arrangements. She does not want me to pay rent if I don't want to and I'm not living there. We got off the phone soon after. I then screwed the dog with this next part. I texted her saying if I wanted to come over tonight to sleep with you, would you object? She replied no. I told her I would be there in a little while. I was hopeful and stupid. For the first time I heard my wife say I really miss you while crying. It gave me hope and so I wanted to be with her. How stupid I was. I got there and immediately she was the opposite. We cuddled but she started crying tremendously, like out loud baby crying. She said she thought she would be touchier, but she just doesn't feel romantic towards me anymore. She says, it sucks, you caress me and hold me but I don't feel the same towards you. She said a lot of I'm so sorry I am not a better wife to you while bawling her eyes out. I'm so sorry for everything I have done to you. You have only been a great, loving husband for the entire time we have been together. I told her that maybe I should leave, now realizing what I got myself into. She didn't want me to, so we kept talking, mostly me listening. She really has convinced herself that she is not romantically intimate with me and has not been for years and years but has been faking it for me. I told her that I would release her from this marriage if it was truly causing her this much pain. She replied with, I don't think you could release me and I don't think I could live without you, crying the entire time she said it. She was crying about 100% of the time I was there. I told her I can't do this to myself anymore and that I was not sure what to do. She said she was pretty sure the only thing we could do at this point is divorce. We slept on it and in the morn, she felt the same. She feels that intimacy and romantic feelings are something that cannot be worked on at all. I told her fine. I got pissed and said thanks for holding all this crap in for 12 years and faking being romantic for me. Jesus Christ, that's amazing. I was also crying at this point. She started crying again and all of a sudden, I became calm. Completely calm because I knew it was over finally. I told her okay, I do not want to file for divorce because I do not want it, so you will have to be the one to do it. Then she got mad and said, well no, we are back at square one. I don't know what to do at all. She said she just doesn't think intimacy can be fixed. I said okay fine. Told her I would talk to her later this week. She texted me back saying I'm going to at least finish my homework assignment from therapy. Let's just agree we had an awful night and take a couple days to reflect on it and cool off. I know we still have a bit of time before you need to make a decision on the lease. Does that sound okay? I replied, sounds fine. I agree we had a bad night, no doubt. She replied, okay, I'm going to take this week to really think about things, especially on my 2 extra days off this week. I'm not promising anything, but maybe you are right and I need more time. I said, okay, have a good week, I will leave you alone. I have talked to a few friends on how to repair this absolute mistake and they all recommend that at this point I should go completely 100% dark on her and not reply to anything whatsoever if there is still a chance. Have I screwed this up too much at this point to repair? I am planning on leaving her alone and just working on myself like I have been. I am trying to read some stuff to realize my own self-worth because right now it is crap. I really need some hope. My heart is just shattered. I do not want to file. I want to try everything else before doing that. But a big part of me is starting to realize that a lot more than likely she is not going to come around. I can try not talking to her for a much longer period of time, I guess. Not sure that will do anything now. She does start to really miss me. Maybe I should have stayed away much longer. My friends think I should not file yet. They think I should just go dark completely for a month or until late September when the lease is up. If she doesn't come around by then there was no chance, and then get off the lease and file. I have heard of people separating for months and months. This has only been slightly over a month now. So, I try to put things into perspective a little and realize that it can take a while for the other to come around when this kind of thing happens. This is insanity. It's so hard to enjoy the things I enjoyed when I was married. Every damn thing reminds me of her because we always did everything together. I need to get out and meet some new friends where I live, but I have no idea how to do that. Meeting women, when I'm ready again, is even more of a mystery to me. Just got to keep working on myself. I hope I can get through this. The pain is just really bad right now. Pretty depressed today about everything. Feel like I have lost her completely and there is zero hope for us. I have been trying to do things to not think about it, but it seems like no matter what I do I am reminded of her and us. I hope this starts to go away soon. I am going to the gym after work and then might hit the bowling alley by myself after that. Day 2 of no contact. Again, feeling pretty bad again today. Had thoughts of looking on a dating site to try and meet some women. Got mad at myself for thinking about it, then got sad. Now I am missing who I thought my wife was. I pray to God she comes around, but I feel pretty hopeless. I actually think about spending time with another woman and it just hurts, so I know it wouldn't be fair to me or her, so I guess I will play some video games tonight and dork out. It's a strange feeling. Part of me wants to get my own place, but my friends I am living with are asking me to stay with them and go dark longer on my wife before completely giving up and moving on. Guess I will just save my money and get ready. I hate being in limbo like this. It's like, I love her and I honor our marriage, even though she really hasn't. So I want to make sure that after all is said and done that I have a clear conscience that I tried everything I could and was the best person I could be through it. I hate the fact that our friends are all mutual as well. This is kind of awkward. I have strange thoughts still, like what if she gets with another guy and they are serious or get married, and then all my friends will get invited because they are her friends and it will hurt me. I started thinking about how she is easily going to be able to move on with her love life much sooner than I am, and since we have many mutual friends, I'm sure I will get to hear about it. I keep thinking about situations where I will call a friend to hang out and they will say, no sorry, we were invited to your ex-wife's new wedding, or just invited to go out with her and her new boyfriend or whatever. I know I will not move on as fast as her. I'm not the one that wanted out of this marriage, so I'm sure with as cute as she is, she will have no problem moving on. Just scared at what's coming. I'm sure she is going to call or text me saying she wants a divorce at the end of this week, and I am not looking forward to a fun weekend. I mean, I am prepared for those words, but I don't want to hear them. I am also planning on going to a bonfire out of town over the weekend, but depending on my state of mind and what happens with my wife and I am not sure I will go. Was planning on going with the friends I am living with, but everyone there is a couple or married, so I will be the fifth wheel, lol. Well, if I hear some bad news from my wife, I don't really want to go all depressed and put that onto other people. But maybe I will just go anyways to try and get out. Well, about 2 weeks ago I was offered a high-paying job in another state. I brought it up to my wife the night I went over there, Sunday, and she said it sounded great but that she was not going to move. She said she has moved a lot in her childhood and while growing up and lost her friends every time she did it. She has family here and friends here and does not want to move. So now this job is getting pretty serious about me. Not sure I can afford to relocate. They do not want to help with relocation. Also, I'm afraid that in my current mental state, being completely isolated and not knowing a single person may be a horrible experience. I also feel like if I left, it is basically over with my wife and me. I know that's not necessarily true, but it would be a pretty big separation. Everything is just amazing timing. My wife, my dad, new job. I feel overwhelmed completely. I don't have the money to relocate to Illinois, but they would give me a month to save up to move down there. But rent is a lot more expensive there than it is here. Also, my credit is not amazing with my student loans and car loans and credit cards on it. Not sure I could even get a place that's somewhat nice. When it rains it pours, I guess. I got to figure out what to do here soon, I guess. The job, they want me there by the end of the month, July. Rent out there is expensive as well. We don't have kids or anything, thank God. I don't have a bed or anything. I suppose I could get a blow-up bed to take out there for the time being until I get paid for the first time. I am also worried that certain places will not accept me due to credit and loans I am currently paying. I'm sure some will work with me though. Just a big step, and it's hard to do when you love and want your wife to come around. Weird timing, I guess. I know I have to do what's right for me, but who knows exactly. Just terrified of being alone right now. Moving away would force me to live in it, and I am not sure if it would break me or if it would be good for me. I really just miss my wife right now. The new job is in Illinois. I don't even know what the singles scene is. I am 34 years old, hate bars, clubs are full of kids it seems. I have no idea how to get out there and have fun at this point. However, I think I am going to just close my eyes and leap. Just trying to figure out what to say to my wife if I get this job. They just called me about 5 minutes ago and told me I am their #1 candidate right now by far. We have some Skype interviews set up for next week. The stuff they want me to do is so easy, it's just amazing. Basically 101 stuff in my field. I am planning on telling my wife that I am leaving for this job, and that maybe some true time apart will help us both realize what we want in life. If it's not being with each other, then we can make a decision when we come to that bridge. With how crazy my wife is right now, I would regret not taking it. However, I also regret leaving my good friends behind as well. The friends I lived with are supportive of me doing whatever I want, but they would be sad to see me go. I'm not a very outgoing person, so I don't make new friends very fast at all. Have very few. But I told this new job I am interested and am willing to do anything to get out there. If they can't help with relocation assistance, I will find a way. The lady really liked that I said this. So, I am saving every cent starting now until an offer is made. I am closing my eyes and just going for it. The logical side is saying hell yes. The emotional side is still wanting to be back home with my wife, if she came around. However, I am starting to feel better every day and truly feel like I will make it through this now. Well, she didn't really want me to move back into work on our marriage. She told me that she just wanted to see if that sparked anything for her to help her make the decision faster. Which is kind of ridiculous since I was living there not 3 weeks earlier when she first asked this, so how would that help? Also, it just felt like I was trying out for the husband role with her. But I also understand that maybe that was just her way of saying I want to work on it. Also, my wife has never actually said she wanted to work on it. Exactly opposite. Not sure where you are getting that, as I have explained that I have asked her if she wanted to work on our marriage before and she replied with I don't know. I decided to call her tonight because I agree with you that passive-aggressive just isn't going to help reconcile anything. We had a good talk and I kept it light and made her laugh a little. When we started talking about us, she basically said she still doesn't know and has some therapy to do. She asked me what my thoughts are. I told her with the job, everything in life is kind of up in the air at the moment. She told me it sounds like a great opportunity for you in a sad tone, and I told her I agreed and was excited. Yet at the same time I made sure she knows that I would rather be with her here and that it's hard to put money above someone you love, which she agreed. We are both still great people and sometimes crap happens in life. I told her I am sick of taking conflicting advice from people. She has been talking to a lot of people as well and said before that she gets annoyed at how conflicting the advice is, and I'm just going to do what I think is A, the right thing to do, and B, is the mature thing to do. This is regardless of if we reconcile or not. She sounded kind of shocked at that. I will ask myself these two questions before I do anything regarding her. And she asked that once this friend of hers moves out this week, am I moving in? I told her we will see where we are at when that time comes. She said if I move in we will have to set up some compromises or ground rules, I think she meant. I didn't dig into that and just told her well okay, but I don't want to talk about all that right now. Could tell she really didn't either. I just called to see how you were doing since I have not heard from you for over a week. I miss you and have a good night. She said she misses me too and to have a good night as well, and almost started crying. We hung up. So, I left it really open and basically laid it out that if I get this job I am leaving unless we are in a good place with each other, which I really doubt we will be by then. I think she saw a different me tonight, a more mature, confident me. A me that can and will move on without her. Unfortunately, I think at this point she would rather I just move on. That's the feeling I got from her. She is in complete turmoil within herself. She has no idea what she wants actually. She loves who I am as a person and doesn't want to let go of that. At the same time, she also sees this opportunity and doesn't want to hold me back when she is so messed up. That's kind of what I got from her tone and everything. Otherwise, I am in a good place now mentally, I hope. Changes a little day to day. I am working my ass off to get this new job. If she doesn't at least express a serious commitment to me and our marriage and I am offered this job, I will leave. Will there be other opportunities? Maybe. This good? Probably not. But I cannot turn down this opportunity and move back in with her just because she wants to. Her words weeks ago, possibly see if it sparks something in me to make a decision faster one way or the other. I am pro-marriage as well. Hell, I love her to death, but I just can't do that to myself. A great career with great pay will be a base to a better life and possibly meeting someone I deserve later on in life. My wife has made it clear she will not move with me, so that's that, I guess. Yeah, I lost 29 pounds, now 31. Got a haircut, new clothes, the whole works. She noticed and was pleased, but that's about it. I am out of ideas at this point with her and am starting to emotionally check out as well. I am getting more depressed about the possibility of leaving my friends behind than I am about leaving her behind if I were to get this job. If I don't get this job, then I will have to, at that time, question myself. A, what's the right thing to do at this point for myself, for her, etc. And B, what's the mature thing to do? By mature I mean no hidden agendas or proving points with anger, etc. She doesn't want me back as a roommate to help with things. She can afford everything on her own with no issues. I had confidence. After this type of situation it is easy for people to tell me I lack confidence. Of course, I do right now, who wouldn't really? I act confident, but deep down my confidence and self-esteem have been destroyed by someone I thought would never do that. I know it will take time to build them back up. I know there will be a time in the future when I look back on this whole experience and giggle to myself as I contemplate intricacies and end results of every path I have taken in life. Sometimes it really does feel like things happen for a reason, and I'm hoping someday I feel the same about this situation whether I get divorced or not. Yeah, like I said, I am still not sure about moving back in, which is why I didn't want to talk about it with her much, since it could be weeks away, depending on where I am mentally or if I am even staying. Half of me says it's over and the other half wants to keep trying. Kind of like her. I'm hoping this job hires me and that alone will smash this damn teeter-totter, since neither her nor I can do it, it seems. When I talked to her yesterday, it was the first time that her indecisiveness and her emotionless demeanor with me had no effect on me. Weeks ago, it would have hurt me to listen to her, but I found myself feeling stronger in my mind. I know that this has nothing to do with me and I feel great about that. So no, I think I am finally at a place where if she came up to me tomorrow and said, yeah, I want a divorce, I would say I don't agree with it, but get me the papers and I will sign them for you, and I would not be destroyed over it. Actually, would feel relieved that a conclusion has come. I have done a lot to improve myself lately, down 31 pounds now and still going. For example, got a new wardrobe, hairstyle, and have started hanging out with friends a lot more. I have addressed every issue she had with me except the intimacy issues, which honestly, I think are her issues, not mine. I have no problem being intimate, she does. All the people posting on here helping me have been great. That, along with reading and thinking about who I am as a person, have made me realize I don't deserve what happened to me at all. I deserve better and will someday receive better. Right now, I am trying to relearn how to be happy and love myself like I once did long ago when I was single and had a blast. Yeah, I was lonely when I was single, but I was not unhappy whatsoever. That's really the key, I think, learning to be comfortable in your own skin and love yourself. Once you get there, everything else kind of just falls into place. So, I will continue to work out, go out with friends, and have fun with my hobbies. The only thing I did was to tell her that I recognize that some of these issues she has with me do indeed have some truth to them. The weight gain, the finances, etc. We talked when this all went down, and all I said about the intimacy was that I bet my weight gain has not helped with that either, when she was also saying that the intimacy issues are mostly her fault because of her self-esteem problems. I didn't agree with any of the absolutes she said, as from what I have read that is pretty common behavior when a spouse cheats or has an affair. If I don't get this job and I stay here, I am not sure if moving back in is the best bet at this point. I think I may get my own place, just stay separated and work on myself. However, who the hell knows where her heart is? Even her friends don't understand her anymore. You are right, it will most likely be up to me to decide. Honestly, I am not sure if she is willing to spend months fixing. So far right at this moment, she is not on board with even trying to fix anything. She has still decided if she wants to try and fix things. But I get stronger every day. I feel myself becoming more emotionless every day about her. Anyways, I'm getting my own phone today. My wife and I are on the same phone account, so I are getting my own today, and then I will text her in a few days and let her know she can cancel my line. The account is under her name. I called our apartment complex and let them know I will not be signing the lease again for our 2-bedroom. Everything goes well, I am leaving and pretty sure my marriage is over at that point. If I don't get the job, well then, I will get my own place and start life over, I guess. Update. Well, it's over. She stopped by just to give me paperwork for the divorce. I sat there silent and just said okay. She got emotional and started crying a couple times. I kept strong and did not cry or look sad. She asked me if I was okay and I told her yes. I told her to leave the paperwork so I can look over it and fill out all the crap on it. Holy crap, they need to know a lot of information for some reason. She asked me if I would work with her on a irreconcilable differences divorce, or if I am going to try and get more money or take everything from her. I told her again I would sign the paperwork after looking through it. I kind of just sat there silent the whole time. She said she really wanted to get this handled so both of us could move on. She said she wants to be on her own for a long time, as she has never been on her own. Again, bull crap. So, I just sat there confident and completely okay with it. I feel good that it is finally over. This woman is not marriage material and not the person I thought I was married to. Sucks, but it's true. I wasn't needy in our marriage. I did lead most everything in our lives. I was not needy towards her at all, until this all went down, of course. What I have learned, you cannot get lazy in a marriage. I did. I let myself go and gained weight over 7 years. The big thing my wife mentioned was the romantic intimacy. However, I realized that it doesn't excuse what she did, just mentioning the one thing I learned from this relationship. I need to always work on myself regardless of my situation in life. I feel better knowing it is finally over now and I can move on. There is no turning the tables on her. She has made up her mind once and for all. She said she wants to be alone for a while and live on her own, which she never has before. That is more than likely bull crap, but whatever. It is over. The papers are sitting in my room ready to be filled out. I'm not going to beg her to stay with me and work things out. Nothing more I can do at this point except move on in my own life. Part of me is excited at this next chapter. Part of me is sad and lonely and doesn't think I will meet anyone ever again. I'm sure that second half will go away a little bit each day. I am sick of waiting and fighting for her, and I'm glad in a way that it is over. I have done everything I can think of with her. I was respectful to her more than I should have been even. I took the high road during all this, and I can honestly say everything I did because I wanted to and felt it was the right thing to do at the time. I have no regrets really, except that I didn't kick her out of our place when this first went down. The wife just texted me saying I wish we worked on things a long time ago. I will always care for you. For me, the worst part of it is losing my best friend for the past 12 years. Just wanted you to know that. Thank you for respecting my wishes though and being civil about all this. Should I even reply to that crap? She texted me last night and said she will be dropping some of my stuff off at my friend's where I am living today. I won't be there at that time, but my friend will be to get it all. I'm trying to be strong, but the last couple days it is really starting to sink in that this is going to happen and there is nothing I can do about it. I find myself desperately thinking of joining a dating site to try and find someone else, but I know it is just trying to use someone to fill a hole that I need to fill myself somehow. I am having those thoughts again that I will never meet someone and that I will see my wife with another man, etc. I am also a little bit excited deep down about what this next chapter of my life will be, but I don't have a lot of hope for it right now in my current situation. It's easy to say things will get better when they are this bad. The question I ask myself is, will they get better than when we were married and happy? She said she was happy, but who knows? So, she came over last night. She came into the room I was in. I walked over and sat down on the bed. She came over and sat down and started crying and then went to hug me. I grabbed the divorce papers and told her I would love to hold her and console her, but these damned papers just seem to be in the way of things. I told her if she rips them up, then maybe I will console, hug, cuddle her. She just stared for a while and started crying again very hard. I sat there emotionless the entire time, just holding the papers. She said she was so sure of her decision to divorce, but then today everything in her world just felt completely off and wrong. She was packing up some of my stuff to bring over and she said she just lost it. She tried to watch a movie to calm down, but every movie reminded her of me. She said she couldn't make herself pack all my stuff, she just couldn't bring it over. I asked her, what's it going to be, me or this, and I held up the divorce papers again. I said, if you don't know, then maybe it was a bad idea for you to come over here at all. She just kind of stared at me and started crying again, saying she doesn't know what she is doing there and that she doesn't know if she wants a divorce anymore and doesn't want to fill out the paperwork now. She said she wants to talk again this upcoming weekend since she will be alone again for the next 4 days to think about stuff. I told her I believe it is pointless at this point. It's either there or it isn't. You want to work on it or you don't. At this point though, I am so emotionally numb, so I tell her fine, we can talk next weekend. She was incredibly devastated. It seems very strange to me, and honestly, I am more concerned for her than about our marriage. She looked terrible. She even told me that day was the first day she had X thoughts. I'm confused. Usually isn't the person being broken up with supposed to be devastated? Why is she this devastated to the point of suicidal thoughts? I looked at her and asked her if she is serious, and I told her she better be kidding. I asked her if she is going to do anything crazy and she shook her head no. I made her promise. As we were walking out, she turned to me and grabbed me and put her head on my chest. She looked up and said, I'm so sorry for everything. I told her I forgive her, mainly because I am concerned about her at this point killing herself. She walked out. I felt fine. I did, however, call her mother and let her know that she should call her daughter because she is not doing too well right now. I didn't mention the X thoughts, but just told her mom that she did not seem okay to me at all. Does anyone have any idea as to why she would be more emotionally devastated than me in this situation? I am starting to think something actually happened to her mind at this point. I don't even know what to think at this point, except that there is no way in the hell I can take this person back. It hurts me to say that, but after last night, holy crap, she is really broken. Which makes no sense to me because this is what she chose to do. I mean, usually you divorce or break up with someone because you believe your life will be better without them, and yet going through with it might be depressing, but I wouldn't think to the point where the person initiating the breakup would get this depressed. I was strong though. I did not console her, did not cuddle her, did not kiss her. I sat there disconnected and emotionless. Hell, I even told a couple jokes, which she did laugh at. At this point I feel like running away from her, this town, everything related to her. At the same time, I still have that damned sliver of hope, but I know that you are all correct. She is just alleviating her guilt and trying to get emotional support from me. I guess I should finally just let go 100% and tell her I am not up to meeting and talking this weekend, that I will head over there with my friend to pick up the remainder of my stuff. Well, it was an eventful weekend. I went out to eat with my 2 friends I'm living with. While we were out eating, my wife texted me saying she misses her husband and she is sorry for everything and wants me home now. She said she understands if I don't want to come back right away with how fickle she has been lately. I texted back asking, does this mean you want to work on things? She said yes. She said she understands we have a lot of work to do and that she is willing to do anything to make things right again between us. She said she will go to marriage counseling as well. So, she came over that night, Saturday, and came into my room, started crying and hugged me. She said she understands there is a lot of work to do on her behalf and that she betrayed me and my trust for her, and she realizes that. She grabbed the divorce papers and ripped them up one by one and then asked if we can burn them, huh? It was nice to see her take that action without any mention from me. She just walked and hugged me, said a few words and started ripping them up. We then hugged for a while and she cried a little. She was smiling the whole time, tears of joy. I am still pretty numb and didn't cry or get emotional at all. I'm sure it was a little disappointing for her. Anyways, she stayed over pretty late that night and we all had a few drinks and played a board game. We laughed a lot and she was touchy with me. She came up to me in private and we both poured a drink and she said to the long road ahead, smiling as we cheer each other. Then later I went into my room to put my keys on my table. She followed me and came up behind me and hugged me. She said, "This just feels right, doesn't it?" and kissed me. I was pretty silent the whole night. I didn't really say anything back. I couldn't for some reason. She also invited me to go to the fair the next day, which I agreed to. That turned out okay, except we both felt very pressured socially since we went with 6 people that seems to be watching us a lot. My wife was pretty distant from me at the beginning, and one of her friends, the one I am staying with, even asked her if she is flip-flopping on her decision. My wife told her no and asked her why she is asking that. Her friend told her it because she was not being affectionate towards me at all. Probably not her place to say anything like that at this time. Since she made her decision to work on things, we have not had much alone time together at all to talk about stuff. So, a lot of pressure there, probably a bad idea to go. The rest of the night got a lot better though. We went on rides together and we laughed and had a blast. I also told her I will move back in next Saturday as I am not comfortable moving back in right away. She agreed completely and understood. She grabbed my hand and arm and laid her head on my shoulder. It was a good feeling again. I talked to my wife on the phone after we all went our separate ways before bedtime. I told her there was a lot of pressure and I felt pretty awkward. She agreed and suggested that we hang out this week sometime, just the two of us, to enjoy each other's company without any social pressure. She said she was weirded out when her friend told her she wasn't being affectionate. She said she just felt a lot of pressure with all those people there studying her every move. I told her that this is going to take time to fix for both of us and one night is not going to make everything go back to normal, and I realized that. She also agreed and sounded happy. She told me she loves me and I said it back. The problem now is that I still feel devastated. It didn't go away at all. I thought after she came over and ripped up the papers and said all the great things she said, things that are exactly what you want to hear in this situation, that I would feel better. But I do not. I talked with my friend I am living with last night about it and I started to cry. I realize now that this whole situation has taken a toll on me emotionally and it has changed me as a person for the time being anyways. I think I feel bad still because I don't trust a word she says at all. I really want to be happy as all the things she said are what you would want to hear from a wayward spouse. It's just really depressing even more that I don't. I feel like I have been killed inside and I might not ever go back to being normal again. I know that time heals these wounds, but it's still not a great feeling. So yeah, things sound good for our marriage. I will move in, keep working on myself. I have upped my workout routine to twice a day, morning and night, 6 days a week, and eating mostly protein. Fish, powder, vegetables, chicken. I never feel starved, but I know it not many calories. I am trying to shed a lot of fat. I have noticed my strength has already increased over this last month by around 50 pounds on every lift exercise, which is huge gains. I just really hope she is down for the leg work it is going to take to do this. She really sounds like she wants this now. The night she came over and ripped up the papers, she kept telling me how much she missed being with me and laughing and holding each other. My friend told me later that the day she gave me the divorce papers, my wife went and talked with the other guy for the first time in a month. She told him she was getting a divorce but that she didn't want to be with him either. She told him she wanted to live alone for a while. I guess the other guy started pressuring her and telling her that he can make her truly happy and blah 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 blah. I want to get in your pants blah 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 type stuff, and supposedly it really pushed her away from him. So, one of the things I will need her to do to earn back my trust is to prove to me that that bridge is burned, that it is destroyed with this other guy. I am not quite sure how to go about that, since she will probably say she already called it off with him. But at this point I need proof. So, all in all, everything is a step in the right direction. She looks and sounds truly genuine and sincere. She realizes what she has done and said she is willing to do anything and everything to make things right again. I am just starting to realize how much work this is going to take for me to feel okay again. I will update more later. We are meeting up this week to talk and hang out. My mind is racing all over the place right now, so sorry if the above seems confusing. My comment, part 3 ending coming tomorrow morning. She won't have anything constructive to say. Save yourself the agony, and only speak with her if you need to get things to go see about the job. The whole ex thing, BS. It's manipulation to get your attention and garner your sympathy. I have seen it in action. So, don't let that get to your head too much.